In this video, I'm going to share with you the big question: are private placement programs real? You've got to watch this. Credit.ai. My organization is a world-class leader in providing capital for various projects around the world. We monetize banking instruments as well as help clients participate in an area called private placement programs. Today I'm going to show you whether these things are real or not for sure. I want to ask for a quick favor. I want to ask you to do a quick like to this video so that people around the world can get this message and participate in something called private placement programs. Full disclosure, my organization is not a law firm. That means I'm not going to give you any legal advice. We're not your local accountants. I don't come up with accounting advice, nor are we financial advisors, financial investment advisors of any kind like that. The purpose of this video is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to entertain you, and I hope in the process I also educate you as well. So one of the biggest questions, I guess, are private placement programs real? Is this truly, like, how do I know if this is real or not? And I thought, instead of as somebody who believes in this, as somebody who's in a private placement program, I thought, why don't I just share with you a real life case study customer.
No problems doing that.
I'm not recording this. Go ahead, run Excel one more time.
Taimour, I made more money with you in the last 1 year than I did with the last 22 years of my life.
Wow.
Right?
Thank you.
Private placement programs are confidential. They're only by invitation, and so for that particular reason, I am not going to be disclosing beyond the word Ronak. I'm not going to share any other information on which program you participated, how much you made, but I thought it would be useful to share a real customer case study to demonstrate if they're real or not. I want to start with my own personal journey and my own personal story on private placement programs. I came across these things when not one but two people in my life, their life changed. And after inquiring about how on earth did you go from the basement of your house to like owning an ivory tower, the answer was, he didn't want to disclose it, private placement program, but that's how I discovered private placement programs. I went into private placement programs not once but twice, and I got frauded not once but twice. If you look at my team at Credit.ai, you may notice former FBI, head of former FBI white collar crime division. If you look at my YouTube channels, you'll see number, not one, but number of former CIA agents that. And the reason that they are part of my team and part of my life is not because I have a daughter who's 3 years old. I have to talk about her for a minute. One that she wants to go dating. I need FBI and CIA people. No, but simply because I was looking for a vehicle for a service that would help vet out the joker brokers or the fake platforms. I truly believe like 99.9999% of these platforms are fraudulent. I really believe in that for sure, and that's why I'm lucky in the one that I'm in, and that's also why I also partnered with one of my providers to create a DLC program, a hybrid program like that. But that's how I came across them. It was two people that their lives changed. I tried to get into it not once but twice, and then I discovered, man, there's a lot of fraud going on, and until today, I'm still paying for that fraud for sure. I then offered a service to the market saying, if you want to go into a private placement program, my organization, Line of Credit, guess what we do? We provide lines of credit, so I can create that for you if you need it. And second is that I can do something nobody else can do, which is do background checks on some of the behind-the-scenes bankers and private placement providers like that. Through our experience, we were able to also provide some legal and tax structure advice, and that started through a lot of years of doing this over and over again. I then discovered how to get into them. They were truly by invitation, for sure. And today I definitely have scars to I earned my way in, if I can say that for sure. So that's my little story on how I got into it like that. Credit.ai, my organization makes a promise on our website, and that is to provide far more capital to businesses than traditional banks or brokers can provide. We do that in various ways, and I don't want to sit down and do marketing for my programs, Rent a Rich Uncle program. We go and we buy document letters of credit from your bank so that your bank will give you more capital than they would any other way. Second thing is we monetize, leverage some of your non-cash producing assets like SBLC or fine art, get a loan against it, and then put that in a private placement program. Again, once again, providing far more capital to a business than traditional banks or brokers can provide. I can go on and on about my services, but here's my vision, here's my goal. I believe, truly I believe this, that the entrepreneurs of the world are people who want to create meaningful change in the world. And if my vision, my goal is to how can I devote my life, my career to helping entrepreneurs create meaningful change in the world by helping them get access to capital that they can't get any other way, so that together we can create a meaningful, profound change on the planet. That's like the goal that I have, and it's on our website. The challenge that I bumped into was not every business owner had $100 million to get into a true private placement program. A lot of the programs in the small cap, which is less than 100 million, require like the smallest program, a small cap program for private placement that I know and I trust, keyword and I trust, that pays out is $6 million. Not a lot of entrepreneurs even have $6 million, and so we, one of our providers, came in with a hybrid concept called the DLC program. We issued one video on it. At the time, it was $250,000 and for 75 banking days. Since then, we have a few clients in it. We've refined the program a few times. We know what doesn't work, what works, and now we don't do anything like that. It's $500,000 is the entry point to it. Still, the client gets $11 million, and it's 95 banking days after. And that was a hybrid. It's not a private placement program. It doesn't provide the returns private placement programs do. But I figured $500K to get 11 million, 95 banking days, and after that, that person can choose whether they want to go into a small cap private placement program that we could help them with, or go do something else with their life, whatever. And one of the videos, or next video that I want to show, produce is a video of myself as a client. So now I don't have to have client confidentiality kind of stuff to worry about. I myself want to demonstrate my ability to go into a private placement program with zero money in. Let me say this again, with zero money in. I'm going to show how I've gone to a private placement program so that I can give hope to other entrepreneurs to say, if you're dedicated, if you work hard as this like I do, you can do this even with no money in, for sure. So, frequently asked questions. I have 7 questions that I'm answering today. One common one, this question is being answered 10,000 times, but I feel like not everybody wants to watch all of our videos. So so the question is, why isn't everybody doing this? Why isn't everybody participating in the DLC program, private placement program? Here are the answers I'm going to give you. Number one is some people on the planet are just cynical, resigned human beings. If I was cynical, resigned human being, and if I was single, looking to get married, if you brought the most perfect looking woman who had the most, came from a good family, had values, like all that stuff, single, like that, if the religion that's dominating my head is being resigned and cynical, I promise you I would never make it to the finish line and get married to her, just because what dominates me is being resigned and cynical. So why doesn't everybody participate in private placement programs or DLC program? Well, the truth is there's over 7 billion people on the planet. I, Taimour, do not know 7 billion people on the planet, and I don't have any real answer of 7 billion people, but I'll bet you anything a percentage of these people are resigned, cynical people, and because that's the dominating story in their head, they won't participate. Second one, I'll tell you a second category on why they don't participate. One of my best friends, Andrew, is a minister of a church. Andrew believes his access to glory is through God and through his relationship with Jesus Christ. And as somebody who's extremely spiritual, that's me, I actually believe in Andrew Morgan. I truly believe that Andrew is right in what he's doing there, for sure. And so why doesn't everybody participate? Well, there are people like my best friend Andrew who believe that you don't need to participate in private placement program. You just need to have a relationship to your spiritual God or your God, whatever that is. And I'm aligned with that vision. That answers the question, why not everybody participates in it? Third category of people are people like my late father. My father passed away a few years ago. My father was one of those know-it-all people. If you ask him any questions about populations of the world, he would have an answer. If you had him questions about cancer, he had an answer. If you ask him a question about banking, he had an answer. My father was know-it-all. Sometimes people who are know-it-all are people who will never move forward because they're so busy knowing it all. Some people are distracted. Oh, cryptocurrency, I gotta go to cryptocurrency. Like I gotta go into real estate. People subscribe to different religions, different beliefs, and that's their human choice to that. Why isn't everybody participating in private placement program? Because it's not their cup of tea. A lot of human beings have not consciously made a decision, consciously or unconsciously made a decision that they want to be extremely wealthy or wealthy at all. Although money sometimes makes the world go around and helps you do things that if you didn't have money wouldn't help you get, not everybody in the world has consciously made the decision that they want money. And so that's why a lot of people do not participate in private placement programs. Listen, from a private placement program, the one that I know I trust small cap is 6 million. Everybody else that I know and I trust is over 100 million. Not everybody on the planet has 6 million. Even the DLC program that we created where 500K to get into a program, not everybody has 500K. So I hope that answers the question, why isn't everybody doing this? Or at least some of the answers to why isn't everybody on the planet doing this. Next question, I get this is a common one. What are the risks to private placement programs? The $100 million or more, I don't know what the risks are. Truly, I don't know because your account gets pinged. If you're a small caps program, less than 100 million, your money is leaving your bank account, and that's the risk. You know, you're praying and hoping that the money doesn't go to a fraudster. Like really behind the scenes, some banker that you're going to get, and you're praying and hoping it's not a fraudster. That's the risk you're facing. In my program, so I trust my small cap, I definitely trust my large cap guys, and the DLC program, I've got lots of clients in it. I'm a client of it myself. I don't know what the risks are. I would say if somebody goes and nukes, God forbid, all the banks around the world, or not all the banks, but 3 specific banks and 2 specific parties, the whole thing could disappear. But the probability of everybody being nuked, I don't know what it is. So that would be I don't know what the risks are, other than the fact that you really have to feel comfortable letting the money leave your account if it's less than $100 million like that. When do PP programs pay or your hybrid pays? I don't know the answer for my competing platforms out there. Generally speaking, private placement providers pay 65 banking days after they've received the money. Even if you want to monetize an SBLC or something like that, you have to first monetize the SBLC. That's 7 to 10 banking days. Then it goes into a private placement program. So then you're adding another 65 days. So if you have an instrument or asset or something like that, you're looking at 75 banking days to begin with. And after that, it's usually 30 days after that. The DLC program, which is a hybrid, pays in 95 banking days of one-time payment. Another question that I got a lot, coincidentally a lot, is what are returns? I don't provide returns on a public domain. Private placement programs truly are by invitations only, so I don't provide returns on it. If you are somebody who needs to know every single answer before you make a decision to move forward or not, my request is to please reach out to the Joker broker communities. There are lots of fraudulent brokers out there. There's some real ones for sure. Reach out to them and ask them, hey, what are returns that private placement programs will provide to you, to get an answer, because my organization, unless somebody has given us proof of funds, CIS, sign our fee agreement on that, I don't answer any of those questions. And that, unfortunately, that's one of the disadvantages of working with us, for sure. Another one is, are there any upfront fees on your programs? No, I don't like to charge any upfront fees. I like to get paid on performance. However, there's a however. I don't offer free advice. So if people want to get advice on it, they have to book a paid consulting call. I don't market my services to people who don't want to pay for my services like that, for sure. There's a lot of joker brokers out there. There are lots of clients who don't have skin in the game. What I do ask is a no BS fee of $1,000 to $5,000 that gets paid to us if the client has some kind of an instrument that they claim is real, and or some kind of an asset to go into some kind of a private placement program. I charge that because I know and I trust my providers, my banks. I design, engineer a lot of these programs myself. The clients is where I have the biggest challenge on. They're the ones that I find that are the biggest time wasters. So I call it a no BS fee that you're going to put up to make sure that you're real, and that honestly covers our legal administration fees. It doesn't pay my lifestyle for sure. So if people can't pay that, please find somebody else and lose my number for sure. Are there any, So the next question I got is, why do some of your competitors face lawsuits and you don't? I have two answers. I have the politically correct answer and then the truthful answer. The politically correct answer is that we operate in a high level of integrity. We're fully transparent. When we are a facilitator, we introduce you to who the banker behind the scene is. In some cases, we are the banker or we're the monetizer, in which case we disclose that up front. I have a lot of former FBI CI people to do background checking like that. So that would be the politically correct answer. Now I want to tell you the truthful answer. The truthful answer on why we don't have any litigations against us, honestly, is because of my lack of vision and my lack of drive. Every large corporation, every category you want, medicine, Tylenol, all the car companies, Google, you look them up. Look at their income statements, specifically look into their expenses, and you will see litigations as an ongoing expense for them. Banks, all the large banks have litigations against them. I don't know any organization that operating a business doesn't include litigations as part of it. So the fact that I don't have any litigations makes me feel like I've been sleeping in my bedroom all day long and I'm not working. That's the measure of that, and that's unfortunate. So I'm not looking forward to being litigated against, but hell, it's part of doing business today or growing, expanding a real business. The fact that I don't have it, honest to God, I feel it's a lack of my vision like that. Next question I get a lot is around, can companies hire our team as consultants to assist their CFO, their CEO to build their value of the organization? The answer to that is yes. A lot of corporations didn't see COVID happening. And when COVID took off, it really impacted their bottom line. So the CEO, the CFO, the chief legal counsel, these people have woken up and said, what else can we do? And they're reaching out through other financial intermediaries and the lawyers to organizations like us to retain our services, our IP, our knowledge to increase the organization. And I'm always happy to provide some resources as a paid consulting gig to corporations that have real assets and value this kind of experience. If you want to buy a company, like if I had to do it, I would go to TSX, NASDAQ, wherever I would buy a shell company that has been in business. I would use that shell company to take over your company and then apply a line of credit as an example. There's so many things we can do if you want to sell your company as an example, we can help advise you on how to lease a $100 million SBLC, what the impact would be from an accounting perspective to your organization, what that would be to the value of your organization, so you can sell at a much higher valuation like that. There's a lot of experience, depth we have. We're not shiny objects. We have a lot of depth in our team that we can really exponentially make a significant, and I mean significant with capital S, difference to your organization's bottom line. And we take usually one client every month. We don't have the bandwidth to take 10, but you reach out to me, you tell me that you're interested in retaining our services. You, not us, provide a term sheet and an offer to us to assess us. We diagnose what the situation is. We give you a recommendation letter like that, and then you're more than welcome to go to for competitors to execute or leverage us to execute for sure. Given the experience you see for yourself, would you have any? So the question, this is a question I have for you, the viewer of this. Given the experience that we've demonstrated here, real experience we've demonstrated here, my question to you is, do you have any hesitations in ever hiring us? And that's just a question that I'd like to ask my viewers. I'd love to get your comments below this video. If I had to reinvent my career, what would I do? This is a great question. If I had to reinvent my career at the age of 50, 55, 45, what would I do? The answer is that I would understand credit markets and credit swaps. The truth is, in 1941, Richard Nixon, the president of the United States at the time, made a law, and that law was the U.S. central bank no longer has to have gold as the backup of its currency. It then created the fiat currency. It then invented something called the credit market, later on the credit swap market. Imagine I'm a competitor of yours. Just imagine you and I are direct head-to-head compares. Let's just say you run import-export business, coffee business. You import and export coffee. And let's say I'm buying from the same grower as you are. I have the same everything as you do. And our stores are sitting back to back. If I have the ability to create credit, use the credit and make investments, I will exponentially outperform you. If I can use credit to create credit, I can hire better talent than you can. I can buy better technology than you can. I can do better marketing, more marketing than you can. So if I had to reinvent my career, what would I do? I would go understand how credits work, credit swaps work, how to leverage credit to make an investment, create the profits to pay down my credit line or limit my credit line, and like that would be what I would do. That would be a foundation. Now, if you're interested in psychiatrists, you're interested in being an import-exporter of a coffee shop, you're interested in whatever on the planet you're interested in, that would be a secondary thing that I will learn. But the first thing is I will understand credit swaps. This is one of my favorite cartoons. It reminds me of me. So I have a university degree, believe it or not, and in this case, this cartoon, this person is telling the administrator in the university, instead of repaying my student loan, I'm returning my diploma. It didn't work. And I think a lot of people that got caught in COVID really feel that for sure. Anyways, so that's my little sense of humor for today. If you're interested in what we do, if you're curious to know what we do and how we could help you out, please book a consulting call with us. I'm happy to schedule you, give you 45 minutes of time, look at what you deem it, and help you out any way I can. My name is Taimour Zaman from LineCredit.ai. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to the opportunity working with you.
We're just really thankful to even just come across LineCredit.ai. And Taimour, thank you for giving us ideas as far as what we need to do to get our business acquisitions off the ground, the route that we need to take in negotiating. That way we can hit the ground running. So we definitely appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Will, do you see a new pathway for making money that you didn't see before the call?
And again, I mimic Chinese answer to be able to spend this time with you, and it's like we were a movie star, but at the same time to be able to sort through this, like hear us say it, but then you can kind of pick stuff out of it by certain things that we said. And then source money that we wasn't even thinking about, or a solution, and now we can go back to the seller and pull money, or let them see it in a way that's really someone who might be risk averse, and then say, no, this is actually something good, and then we can try that, and then come back, and then actually build a long-term relationship with you and actually help others. So we're very excited with this and working with you and the Rich Uncle platform, and exploring some other financial vehicles as you talk about in your videos. So this is going to be exciting.
Okay, so Richard, who are you and what have you got out of working with me, either on this call or on the materials I provided?
My name is Richard Kane, and I'm working on raising capital for projects throughout Africa, humanitarian infrastructure projects, and some renewable energy projects. So I was just recently introduced to the concept of private placement programs, and I'm far from being an expert. So thanks to Taimour, I've been guided along that path, and I now understand the process much better. Thanks for that. And also I'm now familiar with the different routes I can take in moving forward, and also the work I have to do before I can move forward. So I'm really grateful for the time you've spent with me and guiding me in this way, and hopefully we'll speak again soon. Thank you.
Awesome.